President of the Senate shall be deemed a sufficient declaration of the persons elected President and Vice President of the United States.
The candidate he defeated, Vice President Kamala Harris, presided over the count, a process steeped in tradition as the electoral boxes made their way through the Capitol to the House floor.
Today, America's democracy stood.
The peaceful proceedings with no objection stand in stark contrast to what happened here 4 years ago when a mob of Trump supporters stormed the Capitol to try and stop the certification of Joe Biden's 2020 presidential win.
We cannot let anyone whitewash what happened here 4 years ago.
Nearly 1,600 people have been charged for their roles in the January 6th Capitol attack. Of those, 1,000 have pleaded guilty and 600 were charged with assaulting or resisting police. President-elect Donald Trump has promised to pardon January 6 defendants.
We're focused on getting President Trump's cabinet up and running quickly by ensuring that his nominees are speedily confirmed.
New CBS News polling shows 4 years later, the January 6th Capitol attack continues to be met with disapproval from a large and bipartisan majority of Americans, though Republicans' disapproval has softened.
That was Natalie Brand reporting. In a social media post, former Vice President Mike Pence, who presided over the 2020 certification, wrote that he welcomes, quote, the return of order and civility to these historic proceedings, adding that it is admirable that Vice President Harris would preside over the certification of an election she lost.
It's shock weather now. An Arctic blast of ice, snow, and wind gripping a large chunk of the country. They're digging out. Back-breaking work. Doggies might love it, but it's stretching from the Rockies all the way to the coast of Maine. Record snowfall in some areas, tough driving conditions, and bitter cold.
CBS's Ian Lee reports from outside St. Louis.
Some Ohio residents are digging out Monday.
This was plowed just about 10 minutes ago.
After record snowfall in some areas of the state. Across the Midwest to the Mid-Atlantic on up, millions of Americans are on alert as a winter storm system brings snow, ice, and frigid temperatures. Louisville, Kentucky received its largest single day of snowfall in more than a quarter century Sunday. And while the city is at the tail end of the snow now,
it's going to be cold all week long. Mother Nature has not helped us with this. We're not getting that sunshine yet. The weather is not warming up to help on the roads.
Thousands of flights are delayed or canceled due to the storm's wide reach.
The temperature is what's making the inbound icing that we're having today a little more difficult to attack.
Crews are still clearing roads here in Clayton, Missouri, and tens of thousands of people remain without power in Missouri and Illinois. It's snowing in the Big Apple and at the Jersey Shore.
Well, it's a great place for it to snow, especially when you don't see it down here too often.
But it's not all shoveling and strife. Families in Terre Haute, Indiana, hit the hills.
I mean, my daughter lost a boot and lost her hat, but she had fun.
And the nation's capital set aside mudslinging for snowball throwing.
Pure chaos and pure joy all in one.